Gen 3 superstar Skarmory is here in Gen 9, setting itself apart from newcomer Corviknight with entry hazards and its impressive base 140 defense. As a bulky hazard setter, Skarmory's first two moves should be Roost and then either Spikes or Stealth Rock. All of Skarmory's abilities are pretty bad, but Sturdy is definitely the best of the three. Keen Eye does nothing ever, and Weak Armor is actively harmful to Skarmory's game plan. The combination of Iron Defense and Body Press rounds out Skarmory's moveset excellently, allowing it to output respectable damage and stonewall any physical attacker that dares to fight it. Body Press Skarmory does lose hard against Ghost types though, so the alternative option is Brave Bird plus Whirlwind, which still allows you to output damage and phase out enemy sweepers. Skarmory is a blanket check to physical attackers, and it matches up really well against OU's top threats. It beats King Gambit even after Swords Dance, and it switches into Great Tusk forever. With Rocky Helmet, it is also excellent at punishing U-turn, switching into pivots like Low Kicks, Meowscarada, and Rillaboom with sadistic joy. Skarmory loses badly to special attackers. With only 65 base HP and 70 base special defense, Skarmory is downright frail on the special side. Special ghost types in particular are the bane of Skarmory's existence, and between Dragapult, Golden Go, Salamence, and Pecharunt, they're pretty common in OU. Fire types are really bad too, Heatran and Moltres. Electric types like Raging Bolt and Zapdos are really bad. You could write a novella with Skarmory's special losses. So, Skarmory works best when paired with specially defensive partners on bulky balance and stall teams. Galarian Slowking, Tinglu, Clodsire, and Blissey all cover Skarmory's special weakness amazingly, and Skarmory helps them deal with their weakness to physical attackers. However, Clefable is Skarmory's most common partner, because it complements Skarmory so well on the physical defense side. Between them, Skarmory and Clefable can stand up against the majority of the physical metagame. Skarmory slows down the pace of the game, so it does not perform well on aggressive offense teams. It also really competes with Corviknight for a place on teams. They're so similar, same typing, generally the same role. The team styles that want them really do want them, but probably only one or the other. Here are 3 tips for using Skarmory in battle. 1. Stop physical sweepers in their tracks. We've all had those games where we make a bad read and a Roaring Moon sets up a Dragon Dance for free. Usually, the best play is to take a drink and resign, but with Skarmory, there is nothing to fear. With Iron Defense and Roost, Skarmory can withstand physical sweepers forever, and then sweep them back with Body Press. Don't be afraid to switch Skarmory into Tusk and Gambit every time. Being predictable is not a bad thing if it works. 2. Loop between Skarmory and your special wall. When you bring in Skarmory, your opponent will naturally want to switch in a special attacker. When you switch to Galarian Slowking, your opponent will deal 0 damage and have to switch back to their physical attacker. Each time you do this loop, your opponent will take chip damage from Rocky Helmet and entry hazards, while you stay healthy with Roost and Regenerator. It'll be death by 1,000 cuts for your opponent. 3. Once the ghosts are gone, Skarmory can sweep. Skarmory's Body Press can get boosted to levels of unbelievable power that can only be stopped by spooky ghosts. If you can KO every Spectre on your opponent's team, or force them to terrestrialize, Skarmory can become a genuine offensive powerhouse. Just bear in mind that this will not work if your opponent has a Raging Bolt. Overall, Skarmory slots onto slower teams that would otherwise struggle to deal with physical setup sweepers. Corviknight has U-turn, defog, and better stats, so Skarmory's role in OU is rather narrow. Still, it earns a solid B rank in the tier. All that's left is to give Skarmory a try for yourselves. Teams are in the description. Skarmory feels this kind of identity crisis. It's like the old days, the glory days are behind it. Skarmory needs to know that there are still people out there who care. The best way to communicate this information to Skarmory is to subscribe to Henry Kidd, because he'll tell Skarmory or something. Subscribe, maybe, if you want.